Hey team, welcome back to our channel.
If you are new here,
I'm Sid.
And I am Mackie, and on this channel we are bringing the mountain bike and sometimes the cyclocross race experience to you.
And today we are back with another commentating video, so if you want to watch this while on the trainer, that might be a really good time to get a good workout. Today we'll be commentating a Cat 3-4 cyclocross race that I did.
This is Sid's second ever day of cyclocross racing. She got to race with the Cat 3-4 women who also raced with, I believe, the Masters guys.
Fairly big field, fairly entertaining.
Oh, yes.
I think it's kind of hilarious to commentate because I don't know what I'm doing and neither does anyone else.
Yes. Before we start, we want to tell you guys real quick, we are doing calendars again this year. So we're doing 2020 calendars.
And they're really cool.
They are really cool. And they're available on our website. And if you buy them before Thanksgiving, you basically pre-order them. So you can get it for $5 less. In the next 2 days. You basically have to buy them ASAP if you want to save $5 on them, but that helps us know how many to order. So we'll put a link right down in the description, pinned in the comments. Go check those out.
And by buying a calendar, you support this channel and you get a sweet calendar. So win-win for all of us.
Yeah. Also, because someone is going to ask, yes, Sid's hoodie is a burrito versus taco hoodie. So show your burrito versus taco love. This is a psychological hoodie. We'll also put a link to that down in the description. It's awesome. Okay, shall we watch a race?
Let's watch a cyclocross race. Yeah, so take the pavement for sure. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, on the whistle.
I already have a strategy despite the fact that I did not pre-ride the course.
And they're off.
Not a very good start. Probably all these guys are going too fast though, don't you think? I think they're probably going too fast.
Yeah, I mean...
Look, we're about to have a good, little bottleneck here right off the bat. You take this,
this guy went on the grass.
I think that might
Somebody
be Mike.
actually took a grass line.
Yeah, the grass line was
way slower. Yeah, he definitely lost spots taking the grass line.
I think you watched, I nearly run right into the tape. It was taped really, really tight.
Actually, maybe not. That guy was the guy who was right next to you and he took the grass line.
Yeah, okay. I don't think I went that hard though.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I get him later, so don't judge.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
Maybe, I don't know, I don't remember. So right now I'm behind this guy on the pink bike who had the coolest bike. I mean, really.
Yeah, that's definitely the coolest bike.
Super pink. I think he even has pink.
Oh, pink
rims
bar tape. No, he's got pink bar tape.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Okay, so talk us through the features here. This is the first lap of the course.
Obstacle. As you can see, I'm getting off this guy, bunny hops. It sort of takes about the same amount of time. Maybe he got a little bit.
Yeah. It was a weird one though, because we actually went and looked at it later, and it was off camber as you came in, or not off camber, but you didn't come into it straight, you had to come into it from an angle, and it was just high enough that, and looked kind of slippery. It was an old telephone pole. It was kind of a scary looking
I should have probably tried it, but I don't know.
It
was kind of tall, and you're don't have a dropper post, and you're I also knew I was gonna get tired pretty quickly. There were a lot of awkward things on this course. Overall, it was super fun, but I think with mountain biking, usually you get to go fast and ride fun trails, and cyclocross definitely teaches you the dumb, awkward things.
But which are useful skills.
Super useful, yeah, because they do occasionally show up in mountain bike races, and mountain bike races are I can't do it.
Yeah, if you've never done it.
The fall colors were amazing here, obviously. This is
good leaves.
Where did this guy come from?
Oh, this is the single speed guys.
Making moves. Okay,
the single speed guys started, actually that guy's not, but the big tall guy who just went by, no, this guy's not on the single speed. I just saw gear. Oh no, he is.
No, because he is,
yeah, he just put his, I remember. So we met this guy.
Oh wait. No, why are we getting off of the sandpit? Yeah, I was completely surprised when someone got off there, and I'm okay, I gotta be careful who I follow into the sandpit. What was that all about? Yeah, so the sandpits were my favorite part by far. We can talk a little bit more. Oh, yep, somebody's out.
Man down. It was the pink bike guy.
Yeah, pink bike guy is down the sandpit. They definitely got progressively harder over the course of the race because the ruts, people started running a rut and then falling over, so the ruts just didn't lead anywhere. Yeah,
it was they had good ruts initially, and then the ruts became bad ruts, and it was pretty entertaining. Oh, there was mud there. I didn't know there was mud there.
Yeah, that was the only mud puddle. It was tiny. But a lot of this grass was really wet, so if it looks like I'm going slow, one of two things happening.
You don't look like you were going slow.
No, so far it doesn't. There were times though that it like really felt really.
Oh, another guy down.
Yeah, another down.
Oh man, this is so exciting.
Yeah, he pulled out the tape. See, that was me sassing.
What did you say?
Makes the corner a little easier because he pulled the tape out, and I like went.
Sassafras.
I wasn't being mean. It was a genuine observation because I didn't like right. Okay, this corner was the worst. Watch. Oh, look, everybody's
two people struggle.
And she pulls it off.
Oh, pulls it off
but
with the two.
You couldn't go
guys.
fast. Like I don't think there was any way to go fast. It's way more off camber than it looks on this.
Oh no, it was. I walked through that section because I just walked the whole course.
And there's a root,
spectating.
and it's wet under the leaves. So
so there's wet leaves. It's like this steep, and you make a 180-degree turn.
I rode it every time. I might have had a foot down on this time because everyone had stopped right there.
Yeah.
There was one time that I think I had a foot down. Otherwise I rode. So then here you're back on the pavement, but this is not the end of the lap. This is the end of the first half of the lap.
Yeah.
And then you get into the
second half is actually really
which
cool.
Which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
This section, like, it's pavement, but...
There's me.
Oh, there's Mackie, yay! And then you plop off the curb, which it sounds like you're, like, on a rigid bike. It sounds like you're doing something. And then this part was just...
Bike.
What?
You said it sounds like you're on a rigid bike.
I'm saying on a rigid bike, it sounds like that was like a drop. So here you got a bunny hop, these little speed bumps, whee! Which is actually kind of fun. There was almost like at some of them you like, whoo, there was like a landing. And then the flyover.
Oh, the flyover.
I liked the flyover.
Sid got rowdier and rowdier on the flyover.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
I didn't really want to send it because, I don't know, I just don't like...
Because you've never tried to hit
a
tabletop on a road bike
with the seat up your butt. Yeah. And it's not small, really. Like, no. I mean, it would be small on a mountain bike on a trail, but when you're on a road bike and you're like turning a corner into it, like it's not small.
No. And I know, honestly, I didn't see anybody hit it as a tabletop. So. Okay,
so Pink Bike Guy is slowing down a little bit here. This section was horrible. It was so wet, and it just got wetter and wetter. So you like as you were getting more tired, it just got harder and harder to do. Oh, am I gonna make it pass? Thinking about it.
Yeah, thinking about it.
What did I say?
Talking to yourself, maybe?
Yeah. No, I think I'm not. I'm cheering someone on.
Oh, so I will tell you guys who Sid was cheering on. Sid was not the only woman in this race, despite what it looks like. There were two other women racing the women's one.
Oh, yeah. How do we do? Oh, am I making a pass on the barriers? I'm making a pass on the barriers. Oh, no, not quite. Almost.
Oh, close
though. I thought about it.
Obviously, your barrier practice made a big difference.
It did.
If you haven't watched that video, it's worth watching.
Yeah, and it doesn't look that good in the video, and it doesn't look that good in the first race, but I think on this second race, it finally, like, I started to be able to do it fast.
Okay, this part is really cool. Then we're going to go back to what I was talking about.
Yeah, you get to ride it in this pump track. This is it's called a runway pump track. There's literally planes landing.
Yeah, Runway Bike Park?
Yeah. But they did pump track, like Red Bull's Pump Track World Champs were at this pump track, so it's a super cool concrete pump track. And I guess they thought riding the burbs was too dangerous on a road bike.
Which is a bummer.
I kind of thought it would have been entertaining, but I can see... You could get going so fast on skinny tires.
Because it's
on
pavement.
Concrete.
Yeah.
But then you're like, I'm on a road bike.
Yeah.
This is kind of scary.
There's no suspension. I have a seat up. And
this corner was awkward. I was laughing because I did such a bad job.
All right, so that is one lap. That was about 7 minutes, I think. What I was saying earlier is that there were two other women in the race with Sid. They started next to her, so you didn't see them at the beginning. And as of yet, none of the women have passed Sid. So here she is winning the race, which is awesome.
And all of a sudden, I'm like by myself again after all the entertainment.
Yeah.
Where did everyone go?
I do not know.
I don't know either. This part was like kind of unpleasant. I don't know what it is. Oh, there's someone right behind me.
Yeah, there's somebody right there. Oh, you can't see him.
I don't know what it is with cyclocross races and roping like 180-degree turns on grass, but that seems to be
totally a thing.
That's totally a thing.
Oh yeah.
There was like 6 of them there. You're like,
pretty much every cyclocross race I ever did, which was a long time ago, it was like
there you go. That's the log.
Yeah. I got to see Sid do that in third person. It looked really good, actually.
Pretty good.
And her remounts were awesome.
Oh, pink bike guy. Oh, he had a second win.
It's because he went over the log.
Do you think he went over the log?
Bunny hopped over the log.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah.
I'll learn how to.
Okay, that's the next cyclocross skill to learn.
Yeah, so then we get this section I liked because you got going a little faster.
Slightly downhill.
And there's.
Wait, we're about to see Mackie because I remember this turn. You ready?
Yeah.
Because this guy almost eats it into the concrete thing.
Yeah. And I was like, "What?"
And there's Mackie.
Yep, and then.
Good job, go, woo!
And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go around him again." And I went around him again.
Yeah. So you can see that in cyclocross, it's really easy to both gain and lose time, like, really fast. Like, that guy had just passed her because he had gone over the log instead of getting off. So he, like, made up time. And then he lost all of that time by sliding slightly, like, he didn't even go down, but he did take a foot out. And just that little bit, he lost enough time that she got passed by him and, like, is comfortably
Yeah, also it's like, it looks like there's no one in front of us, and I feel like I catch people again in this race, so I don't know where they went. They must have gone really hard.
Well, they did. Whoa.
Here we go. We're getting a little swirly.
Whoa.
This was very off-camber, too, with some roots, so you could kind of, like, you could go low and then, like, cut up, which I started doing later, which was, I think, actually faster than, like the first time I rode it, I followed someone who, like, hugged that top line. It wasn't good. There's somebody back there running the sandpits. Sandpits were my favorite part. They
were really cool. It was a bummer that there was no sandpits at the previous week's race or weekend's race.
Yeah.
Because sandpits, flyovers, barriers, in my opinion, are what cyclocross is all about. And this race had all of them.
Running up. There haven't had any running up. But the pump track was cool.
The pump track was really cool. This race was called Pump Cross because of the pump track, which is awesome. So you can tell Sid's beginning to work a little bit harder here, which is good to hear, because as we mentioned, she is winning the women's race at the moment. And what I noticed about Sid racing, about Sid racing this race is she was very consistent. Like, looking at lap times, they were pretty similar, I think, like when she looked on Strava. So she wasn't like, she didn't go...
terrible turn.
Yeah, that turn.
See, that was pretty good.
That was pretty good. Oh, that was, I think that was when you had to take a foot off.
That might have been the fastest.
Yeah.
A little foot off wasn't terrible there.
But Sid was really consistent, where other people went really hard off the front and then came back to her. So you will see Sid starts catching people again here, and that's something that I strongly believe in, as I believe in racing consistently, like trying to keep trying to go the correct intensity at the beginning that you can maintain for the race.
It's certainly the goal.
That's the goal, yeah.
Doesn't always happen.
Of course not.
I think there's something to be said for being able to go hard enough at the beginning of a race that you can, like, get into the proper position and then not, like, implode.
I should have said,
yeah,
go really hard at the beginning and then settle into a pace that you can hold for the rest of the race. Yes, you're quite right.
But not quite so hard that you, like, implode entirely.
And not go, like, so hard for the first 3 laps that on the last 3 laps people are all catching you.
Whee!
Fly over, fly over.
Fly over.
Alright, so obviously they took...
Oop, there's somebody.
They took a not very big amount of property. I mean, obviously, like, this is a fairly decent sized park, but they took it and they really maximized, like, how much you had to do to, like, they made a long course out of not a very big area. And that's something that I think is really cool about cyclocross, is they really pack stuff in. Nice, good bottle drinking.
Yeah, there you go. Except to let somebody buy me. Oh no, where'd this guy come from?
Single speed?
No, this guy.
No, geared guy.
I remember this guy.
But anyway, what's really fun about cyclocross as a spectator is you frequently can see, like, multiple parts of the course. Like, you can just run between them really quickly. So that's what I was doing here, is I'd, like, watch Sid on one part, and then I'd run over and watch Sid on another part, and then I'd run over and watch her on a third part. So
Mackie's still hurt. That's why he wasn't racing.
Yeah, I wasn't racing because I was still hurt.
Back to the barriers.
Barriers. All right, I don't think you lost any time to that guy. Nice,
No,
nice.
not too bad,
That's
not
good.
too bad. And he looked like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Compared to me, at least.
I think you should talk to people a little bit about like the different feel of riding through this kind of stuff on essentially a road bike or a cyclocross bike or gravel bike compared to a mountain bike, because if people have not done any cyclocross racing,
Yeah.
it's very unique.
Yeah, and I think, like, first of all, you could definitely show up to a cyclocross race with a hardtail mountain bike.
Oh
and
yeah,
just
or
like,
even a full suspension.
Yeah, or anything.
Yeah.
But like, a hardtail, I feel like you could probably, if you're strong, like, do reasonably well. Obviously not at a World Cup level or even like a Pro 1-2 level, but like, if you want to just like show up and try, like, I hear a lot of people who are like, oh, I don't want to get another bike. It's like, you don't really need another bike. Like, I don't know. This is the bike I'm racing. This is the Jamis Renegade. It's a gravel bike, technically. Did get some questions about that. You know, it's totally fine. They're basically the same thing. They're not exactly the same thing. The gravel bikes are generally a little longer wheelbase, which probably isn't great for like those super tight taped turns.
Totally.
But as you can see, like, I'm not racing for milliseconds here. I would like to not go into the tape at least once on this corner, and I slowed down a lot because it was taped weird. You like came out and you were looking at it and thinking it was way over there, and then you just like ran right into it. So that was a little positive self-talk.
Good job.
And I didn't
Good
run into the tape.
self-talk.
I think only that time though. The next 2 times I think I still did. But basically what I was saying about gravel bike versus road bike versus cyclocross bike, I think the gravel bikes that are out there right now are probably the most versatile of those 3 options. Like, you can do a cyclocross race, you can put road tires on, and then you can ride like pretty much whatever roads you want with a decent set of like mixed terrain tires. So that's why I have a gravel bike. I will have a gravel bike in the future. I don't feel the need to have a cyclocross bike to do cyclocross. Mackie has one.
And then I hurt myself.
Right,
and
so
don't
I
get to
could have
race
used it, but I like my Renegade a lot.
Yeah.
It's light. It's, yeah, really the only thing is it is longer than a standard cyclocross race, so when you're going, maybe that's a disadvantage.
Well, it's something that we've talked about.
Squiggle in there?
No, that was good because it's like that square.
Yeah, I was worried about flatting on that thing.
Yeah.
It looks sharp.
It's something that we talk about a lot on this channel. Is you don't have to have the perfect equipment to try a different kind of race. Like, you can show up for a cross-country mountain bike race on an enduro bike or a trail bike, and like, it's not the perfect bike, but it doesn't matter. You're still gonna have fun. You can show up for a cyclocross race on a mountain bike or on a gravel bike and have an absolute blast.
Probably not on a total road bike.
Unless you can fit knobby tires. If you put knobby tires on a road bike would be totally fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just important to like remember.
Here we go.
Whee!
I feel like this guy wipes out in the sand pit at some point. I think it might be coming.
It's this time.
Oh, I spoiled it.
You spoiled it. Well, everyone get ready. He's about to crash. No, it was this time. Ready? Here we go.
Oh no.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
And man down.
Oh, it wasn't really a crash. He failed. Oh, he got back going.
Got up pretty fast.
I was like going ready for the pass and then like hit something and like swirled like
right
90 degrees over.
So yeah, like bike wise, you shouldn't be afraid to try a cyclocross race because you don't have a cyclocross bike. You don't need a cyclocross bike. And cross, as you can see, there's nothing crazy technical. It's totally acceptable to hop off your bike and run through a section if you don't like that section. So go out and give it a try. It really is one of the...
In fact, running apparently is faster.
In a lot of places, yeah. And honestly, cyclocross is one of the most fun racing disciplines, in my opinion.
Oh, there's a hole.
There's a hole there.
I like to chat during races, apparently.
To herself?
No, I was telling the guy behind me. I was like, yo, there's a hole. Because there was, I think it was the stake that the guy pulled out the first time. They had stuffed it into like a hole to avoid the hole, but it was like a pretty...
Yeah, that corner is awkward.
It was so terrible. Every time I was like, oh god, I have to slow down.
And you can see this section is like around a playground, and I believe right next to her here on the left is the swimming pool.
Okay, I'm taking a drink.
Yeah, that's good. That's
but there was like a basketball court or something, because there was like cheering.
No, there was a swim meet going on.
Swim meet.
Because as I was
every
walking
time
by,
I was like, there's spectators, and then I was like, I don't think they're here for me. It took like 10 laps before okay, we didn't do 10 laps, but I don't know if I figured that out until the second race, to be honest.
So Sid raced 2 races this day. She raced this race, and then they basically said, you know, anyone who wants to race again, who has already raced, can race like up in this higher category because we want more people, and they didn't charge her for the entry, which was really cool.
Which was awesome.
So she got to race a second time, but this was her like actual race.
Yeah, and we would have shared that footage, except the camera died like halfway through.
Yeah.
Because that would have been an entertaining race too, because I imploded halfway through, because it turns out the second race, hey, I'm catching somebody.
Yeah, see that?
It's like, who is this guy? Is this the guy that just
I think that was Blake,
detonated?
and I think he imploded. It was. So Blake was
he was
racing
way
single speed.
out of the front.
Yeah, and he and his friend Rob were both racing single speed, and then that really tall guy whose name I didn't catch. But the three of
there
them,
he goes. He just let me by.
were racing single speed, and like they took off, and Blake was up at the front there, and then multiple laps in, I could tell that he was just like, I am not feeling it today, and like went backwards. But he did finish.
But he raced later, and then he raced the gear bike, so maybe he was just saving his energy.
I think quite possibly. I think he just stopped there to take a drink.
This was getting so bad. Look, you could see how it was like 2 inches of wet mud.
Yeah. All right, we're coming in. This part was always longer. Like, I wasn't even racing, and this part was longer than I thought it was, because I would go over, I'd like run over, I'd be like, I'm gonna get Sid on the cyclocross or on the barriers, and then she'd like turn backwards, and I'd be like, where did she go? And then like I would watch her, and she'd like squiggle around a zillion billion times, and then finally appear at the barriers.
I'm starting to get tired here. Let's see.
1, 2.
That was pretty good, actually.
And back on. Nice.
The barriers got really sloppy for me in the second race because I got so tired. But this one, I think I was doing okay.
Yeah, I was impressed.
And then there's this gravel pit. We haven't talked about the gravel pit.
No.
I did not like the gravel pit.
Through gravel versus sand.
The gravel's like easier to ride from a technical perspective, but I feel like this one was like just uphill enough to just be really unpleasant.
Yeah.
The sand got these really big bump track, these really big ruts in it, and so that was kind of like sketchy because you have to just sort of like look at it and be like, which of these ruts is gonna like go through to the other side?
Yeah.
And a couple times I was just like, screw it, I'm making my own rut.
I'm gonna blaze my own trail here. So I don't know if you guys noticed the previous lap when Sid was right next to the guy on the pump track section. He was on the grass. It was like trying to stay on the grass, and Sid hopped on the pavement and like caught up to him both times. So in a cyclocross race where you have a mix of pavement and grass, and just in general, it is almost always faster to be on pavement if you have that option than pretty much any other kind of terrain. So like that's why she's not going, because there you could go into the fence and ride on the other side of the fence on the grass, but the reason she was staying out on the pavement is because you just roll more efficiently on pavement. Although,
except maybe not there. But I think that there was like the turn into the pavement was harder.
Yeah, and on the grass they like made it easier to curve into.
But I think you probably spent less energy riding the pavement.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
Because the grass was so thick.
Yeah.
I don't know what that noise was. I think I was like gagging.
There's me. All right.
And like, I'm all alone.
So here's third person of Sid running the log. Yeah, nice.
That was one of
my
better remounts too, I think.
It's a good thing I got it on camera.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It just seemed efficient. Now I'm all by myself again.
Yeah. Should we skim forward a little bit?
I think we should skim forward.
All right.
Because I think it's more interesting later. Does it? Alright, now I'm going into the final lap.
Yeah, we just skipped 2 laps. We
fast
forwarded 2 laps because Sid was basically by herself and didn't get
suffered.
passed by anyone and didn't pass anyone. So
yeah. But now we could talk a little bit about suffering on this final lap.
Yes.
Because it was hard. I think, I don't know, after this day, like this race and then the one that I did later in the day, like, it's like the most tired I've been.
That was one tired Sid. Let me tell you guys. I have not seen Sid that tired for a while. She was definitely like, just like passed out on the couch at our friend's house afterwards. It was bad.
And I don't know, I think it's, you're always more tired when you do something that you're not like used to doing. So I think there's a little bit of that. And then like, I think there's also just, it was a lot of top end, and I know I'm not in shape for that right now. And that's,
when she says like, top end, she means high intensity riding. Like, it wasn't like a slow long ride. It was like high intensity for 40 minutes basically.
Twice.
Yeah,
50 minutes the second time.
Good point.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, I mean, some people might think 40 minutes is not top end. I would say it definitely is.
Cyclocross
like,
for sure.
Because you get
sandpit. This is your last 2 times through the sandpit.
That was
good.
We're getting
good
dialed.
one. Good one.
Yeah.
Oh, but then you almost hit the tree, so maybe not as good.
That wasn't the sandpit's fault. I think with cyclocross, you do get enough like little bits of recovery that you can still go like, you can go extremely hard for 40 minutes with like occasional recovery bits. Because that's how mountain bike racing is too. Like cross country racing, like you go very hard and recover while going downhill. And
that's true. That's a good point. I feel like in a lot of ways though, cyclocross is actually harder because you don't have those sections.
Not as sustained.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's more than like a sprint, like running a 400 meter race. You know, like if
I'd say like in terms of difficulty, the shorter the race is, as long as it's not just downhill, the harder you have to go. Like a short track race or like a criterium, those tend to be like 25 minutes, 28 minutes. You're going to go harder in that than you are if you're racing for 40 minutes, obviously, because it's shorter. But for both of those, you're like, there's not really recovery, because like, where is she going to recover here? The only place where you could coast is on the straight, flat, paved sections, but that was a really good place to make up time because you could go so fast.
Yeah.
And you can't recover on the grass because it's so slow. I was sort of
recovering on the pavement because I can't get into my big chain ring.
When I saw you, you were not recovering.
Okay,
you were in the hardest gear that you were like you could be in your little ring and like hammering.
Yeah. Because my hand is broken.
Yeah,
it's not broken anymore, but
with her left hand.
It's like feels totally fine, except I can't shift on a road bike
into a big chain ring.
So I was just like, I'll just be in the little chain ring.
Yeah, but like this is Sid
I'm going pretty
recovering.
But I think you do recover a little bit. Okay, fine.
I'm not sure. I didn't really see you. Like, there's just no place. You know what? On the pump track, you could recover, but really you couldn't because you were pumping. So I don't think there's any place to recover on a race like this. Yeah. Oh yeah.
What's going on? I was so confused. Someone was riding backwards on the course.
Yeah. So and it turns out he had finished and like gone and wanted to see if you could hit the flyover like all the way, but he.
Am I supposed to still be going?
No one explained to me how cyclocross works, in that they pull out people who are lapped, or like they don't pull people, but if you're lapped, you finish on the same lap as the leader. So I didn't get lapped, but it must have been like not that far off, I'm guessing, because it's like suddenly I was like, I'm alone.
Yeah, no, you can see a guy coming behind you. Maybe we'll see him on this next turn. There's a guy behind her, and
I don't get lapped in this race.
I know, but the guy behind you, who you can see here, is the leader of this race.
Not if I'm finishing on this lap.
No, but he doesn't catch you.
Then I would have gone another lap.
Oh, good point. Never mind. I rescind my statement.
All right, one more barrier.
All right, last barriers. This is good. You can tell Sid's working hard. She's like putting the power down at the end to finish strong.
Yeah, like I said, I was totally wrecked. So yeah, if you're on the trainer right now watching this,
you should be going hard because Sid was going hard.
Sympathy, hard in empathy with this. Yeah, and now you're in a gravel pit, so
yeah, go even harder.
Hammer. Yeah, because this is more uphill than it looks. It was like gravel pit, uphill, and then you go to the pump track, which I love the pump track.
All right, let's see how you did on the last time of the pump track.
Yeah. Like the pump track got like a little bit scarier like the faster I started going and the more tired I got.
Because the timing had to be like just right.
Well, it's just like a lot of seat post in your chest. And if you mess up, you're going to be in trouble
because it's pavement.
See, I'm getting a little air there, which is
that's
probably unwise.
Go, go, go. All right,
like,
so
I think I'm almost done, but I don't know what's going on. Where did everyone go?
Left.
I think I got confused because the other girls got lapped and I like saw them standing around and I was like, what have I done?
Am I done? Yeah, you're done.
Am I done? I guess I could have gone harder if I didn't know I was done.
Apparently not. So Sid did in fact win. She went really fast, and like she said, the other two women got lapped. So that was Sid still racing in the Cat 4. It was a Cat 3-4 race, and she beat everybody. So she has since used her pro mountain bike license to get a Cat 1 cyclocross upgrade. So we will see how the upcoming cyclocross races go for Sid racing against the pros, because pro cyclocross racers are very good at what they do.
Yeah, and it's pro Cat 1.
Pro Cat 1 too, usually. Yeah. So I think it'll be bigger fields, be more competitive. I think it should be really fun.
I'm excited. I'm
excited. I'm
hoping to do
pretty jealous.
Like some bigger women's fields and like have a little bit more going on there.
Yeah.
But anyway, hope you enjoyed this commentating video. If you were watching it on the trainer, hope you got a good workout in. And
as a reminder, calendars on sale on our website. Pre-order and you save $5, but you have to do it before Thanksgiving, so hurry.
That's
and also
2 days from now.
If you want a burrito and taco hoodie, there you go. We will put a link to that also in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you in the next video. And
happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that definitely, for sure. If you like these commentating videos, we'll put a playlist over here on Sid of the other commentating videos that we have done, because your trainer workout might be longer than this video. So go watch that one.
And 'tis the season.
'Tis the season. All right. Don't forget to be more awesome.